Okay, here we are making a video for my CIS122 VBA online class. I'd like you all to see my cute little Chihuahua dog here. He has always wanted to be in the big screen. Say hi there, Mr. Teeter. Hi there. See ya. Bye-bye. Now, seriously, this is the Introduction to VBA course. So, I want to just explore the Blackboard environment here very briefly and get you started so that you don't feel as though you've been left adrift. So I've logged into the Blackboard course for CIS122 section 42504. And you'll notice, of course, the announcements page, and here we see that announcements page and just a couple of ideas. I will send email regularly if something changes. Today you want to start by reading the syllabus through and making sure you don't have any questions about that. You also want to check out that work schedule and get started on week 1. Now I might say week 01. This term is a little bit longer than a normal term, and so there is an opportunity to kind of get a little bit lost and get straightened out before we dig right in. Key idea, of course, asking a lot of questions. My experience is that students who don't ask many questions either already know how to program or are not going to succeed in the class. So if you're not one of those two people, like you do want to succeed in the class and you don't already know how to program, then you want to ask lots of questions. This class is also designed specifically for the engineering systems management or construction management program over at Oregon State Cascades. They want their students to have at least one introduction to programming, and we offered to do a VBA course for them because of the Excel tie-in. Our normal CIS122 classes use either visualbasic.net or I have now started teaching it with either JavaScript or Python. Those courses tend to be a little easier because the expectation is a little higher in this course, and also the tie-in to Excel requires a little bit additional work, to be honest with you. So if you're not the strongest student in terms of your math skills, you might want to seriously consider the other CIS 122 course offered this term. It's not like we do a lot of advanced math, but this course does have a bit of a higher expectation of problem-solving skill, and that's where the math might come in. So anyway, just that little intro. I'm going to click over here to the syllabus, and most of the information I believe on the syllabus is self-explanatory, but I certainly expect you to be familiar with the information in the syllabus, and I also expect that you will ask me any questions if you might have any. This is my email address. Please use that to contact me. And it's best if you use your COCC email account to contact me, because I filter all your mail into a student folder. This is my office phone number. I would suggest that email is much better to contact me. If you want to see what my office hours are, well, I do have a few office hours face-to-face at COCC, but I can also arrange an online office hour, either with Blackboard or possibly Skype. So please let me know. The description of the course I'm not going to read to you. We are using VBA in Excel, so we do have an expectation in this class that you have had 120 or 131 simply for the experience those courses offer in Microsoft Excel. So we know what skills students should have from Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft Excel is an important portion of this course. So if you don't have those skills, if you haven't had 131, your Excel skills are probably deficient unless you've had prior experience. Or if you struggled in Excel in CIS 120, 131, you might want a little more practice there, or take our other 122 sections. So the idea here is, can you read and write small VBA programs? When I say small, probably we'd be stretching things if we got to 30 or 40 lines of code, to tell you the truth. So those are small programs. But many students will find small programs difficult to read and write for their first programming experience. So don't underestimate how 10 lines of code can cause you a lot of grief. The other thing that we will do is we will explore some of the Excel capabilities within the Visual Basic for Applications programming environment. And finally then, we will also emphasize some programming practices which should be followed for a student who hopes to do some programming and share with other people. Writing code is essentially an exercise in writing code for other people, not necessarily for the computer to interpret. I'm just going to scan on down here quickly. This course is going to utilize an online course created by another professor. And so when I say lectures, it's the online course videos. I will very likely supplement with some additional videos of my own. There are a number of weekly quizzes and problems in that online course, and I expect students to complete them. You don't need anything in particular for this class other than access to Microsoft Excel on your computer, and Microsoft Excel is available for a download for COCC students, so you should have no trouble accessing that and, of course, the online materials. That does require a decent internet access, of course, but I would expect you'd all have that. I will be giving a midterm exam in addition to the materials in the online course, and I will also have a final exam. You can see here what the percentages are for the evaluation for the course, the problem completions within the online environment, and any additional problems I may assign, then the 2 exams. The exam, of course, will be in an online environment. It will be due no later than Wednesday of final exams week, which I believe is December 13th at the end of that day. So just scanning down, nothing too exciting here. These are college policies, and you should be familiar with college policies and the student rights and responsibilities web pages. Please familiarize yourself with that information. So let's go back to Blackboard, and this time let's click on the work schedule link. Primarily, I want you to focus on week 01 there to get off to a good start. I will be providing further direction as we proceed into the course. This is the first time this particular course has been offered online. So right off the bat, you're going to create a Blackboard portfolio. That's available, of course, in Blackboard. I'll just flip over to that. You'll notice this portfolio link right here. I'm going to click through on that portfolio link. You should see something that looks like this, and you click Student Work Portfolios. I have added a couple of entries here to my portfolio, just a quick test entry. I added a test entry that included a graphic image. Essentially, this is quite easy. You should get in and play around with this. You'll notice that to create an entry, you just click at the top. You then type in a title for your entry. I'm not going to actually submit it, but I'll show you the method I would use here. This text box, of course, is for typing text. You'll notice that you can insert an image, essentially have the image available on your computer, and then upload the image using this button. You also, of course, can put links inside your text so that if you wanted to put a URL in here to something, that would be appropriate also. So I'm just going to bail out on this and go back over to the work schedule. I'm not going to read all this to you, but I do want an introductory entry in your portfolio. Please do that, and it would be nice if you would post a current picture of yourself, maybe just a face shot. That would be appropriate. Then you're going to just explore this Blockly website, and this is more of a fun activity, but it does demonstrate some programming concepts. And just take a snapshot, use your snipping tool or whatever tool you have for taking screen snapshots, save it to your disk, and then you can upload that into your portfolio. This next one is the online course we're going to use, and so you go out to this course website, create an account, and then go ahead and join the Introduction to Visual Basic that you see here, Excel VBA Programming, Cal Poly Pomona, it's easy for me to say, Pomona Instructors, and finally you'll notice here I want you to snapshot that course page and add another entry in your portfolio with that snapshot showing the course page with your name on it, as you can see down below right here. And then just complete all of topic 1. This ought to keep you busy here for the first few days for sure. And again, a little bit of a warning, as I've indicated on the syllabus, this course is a lot of work for students. I would expect for many students, particularly students who have never programmed before and who have had trouble with problem solving, such as in math classes, this course could take up to 15 to 20 hours of class time outside of my normal expectation of 4 hours of perusing the instructional materials available in that online course. Typically, the college expectation is 2 to 3 hours of outside homework for every hour in class. So this could add up to somewhere in the neighborhood of the 4 lecture hours this week that would normally be true for this face-to-face class, plus anywhere up to 8 to 12 additional hours. So, or maybe more, as I suggested for some students. So you easily could be looking at putting 20 hours into this course per week. So please take that very seriously and consider your options. We do have the face-to-face class. For some students, a face-to-face class would be much better. Plus, the face-to-face class is probably somewhat easier than this class. Alrighty, so that's it. That's it for the quick intro. I'm expecting to hear from you with any questions you may have, and I expect lots of questions this term, so please don't hesitate. So welcome to the class. Bye-bye.